Hi, this is Carrie O'Connor, and this is our weekly message. I know it's a little bit late. Today's Wednesday. Hopefully this will be out by tomorrow. But better late than never. Actually, this whole weekend, I've had a 3-day migraine. I haven't had that in many, many, many years. And anybody that's been following my work will remember I was speaking about the energy shifts coming in March 1st, about more of a magnetic field that we're going to become much more sensitive to. And it's going to be very intense throughout March and April and May, where we are individually and collectively turning a corner. And think of the magnets as manifesting magic, miracles. Also could be manifesting things we don't want. And so as I was having to deal with 3-day migraine, the only thing I could do, and it's kind of interesting, was I had to be in dark. Everything had to be quiet, and I had to really go within. If anybody's had migraines, they could understand. And Billie Eilish came out with her new movie, Apple TV movie. Billie Eilish, Life is a Little Blurry. I had it in the background, and I was listening to music. I love her music. I love her energy. I love the energy of her brother. Talk about galactic beings from a different dimension. It's unbelievable. So I had that kind of rolling all throughout the whole weekend. And I was noticing that I was getting really, really super stretched. It felt like my head, when I allowed it and didn't get into that contraction state of the puking pain, I felt like my top of my head was getting stretched 12 feet above my head. And when I was, really practice staying that cycle or that energetic posture, I was just bringing the energy down, and it really was expanding me. But a nanosecond of getting off the energetic posture, I just felt pulled into it. And then I was thinking, what the heck? I've been talking about this in September. I'm really good with energy maintenance, with hydration and all that other stuff. And I had some personal things going on with family members with potential very serious health issues. And I was kind of blindsided by one, to be honest. And I saw my relationship with my sister, and I saw how intertwined we are on so many levels. She's like a twin flame relationship. And a lot of times people could get confused with twin flames. They think it has to do with partnership, but you could have it with a pet, you could have it with a child, you could have it with a sibling. So I saw that going on a couple days before all these things happened, and this buildup of this March energy. And I really knew I had to clear out some cords that connected us in a way that held us down into generational patterns and all this other stuff. And they aligned so perfectly behind my back in my energetic blind spot. And I just had easier access to them than I ever had before. And part of this is this magnetic grid stuff that's coming in. And if anybody's been listening to the shows, what I do with Melissa, I talk about with Lorna Johnson, Dr. Dave, video or YouTube or whatever the voice thing is, the way I get out there. It's this constant message of where in this process throughout March in particular, I kept on seeing the numbers 33, master number 33. Then I saw the architect, excuse me, and I heard the architect, changing the architecture of our body. We're getting these body upgrades, which I speak about the quantum body, opening up our heart, living in that quantum heart, getting out of the mind, right? Of the monkey mind, of the crazy mind, of the ego, of the matrix, whatever you want to call it. And so it was just this amazing experience where we have access to a part of the galactic center, heaven. If galactic center or the great central sun sounds too odd or different, it's just a shamanic term to way of describing things. You could call it heaven, and think that we're accessing a part of heaven that a lot of people haven't accessed before. And these pathways and gateways are opening up. And when we bring them, open up our energetic tubes and balance ourselves out, we can really get these upgrades very, very fast. Think of March through May, manifesting miracles, miraculous, living the waking dream, the architecture of how we're looking in the world. Do we see that we're living in the Garden Eden now, or are we pulled into the political or the virus? And I'm not saying there's not real stuff going out there in I'm doing air quotes here, world, but there's a lot of static. There's a lot of chaos. In the first 3 weeks, of this month of March, I'm just seeing this amazing energy and it's coming in that started building up in February, where there's love in the air. There's just this beautiful magenta pinks that are coming in with light pinks and these diamonds, all these diamond patterns are coming in. And then everything looks very fractally and very high vibration. And that just rolled into this first week. And the first, again, 3 weeks up to the equinox, we're dealing with an energy of being able to really look at duality, but become the bridge. I always speak about the rainbow bridging time. So when we're able to realize the yin and yang, the bridge, that there's the duality is the right, wrong, and all of that, we are standing in the doorway of rolling out this amazing carpet that looks like from Dorothy from Wizard of Oz. And the more we let it roll and hold that energetic posture of staying in that center, be here now. Be, first of all, in your body, grounded in the now. Don't tilt forward and worry about your future with your physical body, mind, energy, thought pattern. Just allowing being in the center, and it literally stretches out your energy body into the carpet or the symbolic carpet, which represents a pathway, starts rolling out. And then this Oz energy comes in, or the Eden energy comes in, and we live in an amazing earth that is so beautiful and so alive, and such a wonderful teacher and giver to help us in this process, this waking up process that we're going through. So think of throughout this month, and I'm going to get deeper in this. I'm going to actually do a rather longer, I might even do it on video. How about that? I finally plan to get my hair done. So that's my ego vanity. I'll get really deep dive into, again, the energies are working up, the magnetic part, the electrical part, all that kind of stuff. I just really want to keep it simple as far as this message now for us to think of. Look for master signs, master numbers, the threes in particular, 33. When you see a lot of that, it's just your angels, guides, masters, your higher self, whoever you want to think about it, that we are so surrounded and so supported. I want to say that again slower. We are soul, S-O-U-L, surrounded, and we are soul supported. And we have help from so many angels, if that's the word that resonates with you, galactic beings, whatever resonates with you. We have aspects of your higher self. They're all around us. They're not somewhere high in the sky with the stars. They're literally all around us. They won't do it for us. They can't do it for us. That's part of our journey. When we came in this physical body, zipped up into physical skin, took on skin and bones and beautiful body temple, that we wanted to experience ourselves in with the illusion that we're separated from the creator with energy. And now there's a real push to wake in, to bring the power back within ourselves, empower ourselves, power to the people. Communities are bridging and connecting, literal communities in a worldwide pandemic where people might not be able to join and go across country or states or whatever right now, but they're organizing it. They're doing the architecture. They're doing the blueprints right now. I have the extra land. I have this. I have gardening skills. I have all this. And we're going to hear about more and more of these communities building together. And it doesn't mean hippy-dippy that we're all singing Kumbaya, even though I'm sure some will be doing some of that. I'm definitely a child of the 60s, even though I was a baby in the 60s. But This is a wonderful time for us to bring the empower back to the people, to empower ourselves. And I stay away from politics, particularly on purpose, because I really feel, see, and sense, and I definitely see what's going on with my eyes wide open. But my job is more of a bridger. There's other people to talk about stuff, but I always say to everybody, if it's getting charged and you're getting really plugged in, you might think you're telling the people the truth, but if you say it really charged, you're actually adding more static to the grids than you are balance, right? And if we were too far right, too far left, it's off balance. It's all about neutral, staying neutral. And I truly believe, and Meditar saying this to me and the elders, it's just part of my job is to do the bridging and bring that information and leave it up to other people that want to bring light into those denser situations. But the rules always go back to the universal laws is what I'm talking about, not the man-made rules. The more we look within ourselves, the more we had this amazing opportunity to really get in balance. Life shut down was seemingly overnight. And it gave all of us an opportunity to look at our worst fears, look at our nightmares. I've lost many people in COVID, and I mean lost as in died. Friend of mine right now, her spouse is having limbs being amputated because of effects of COVID. So I realize there's a lot of fear out there and a lot of dis-ease that's going on, but this also brings us back down to an opportunity for us to go beyond the fear. There's an old saying that ego means edging God out. So we want to connect the God within, the creator within, whatever that means to us, because these pathways that are going to continue to open and even out the static and really enlighten us. And there's a continuous message that we got to lighten up literally. And when I'm saying this in private sessions, I haven't had one person say to me, you know what, I'm not laughing as much as I should be or could be. Some people said, I don't even think I've laughed in a month. And so whatever gets you a laugh on, just make sure you're integrating it, because part of the enlightenment process is literally to lighten up. And I know I've said it before, but I'll continue to say it, because it literally is a lubricant that helps clear out our body. It's great to help us detox physically, mentally, emotionally. And there's a lot of energetic bile that's coming up for us right now as this energy's shifts are coming in, and these downloads and these codes and love washes, whatever you want to call them. They're just coming down around us. They're coming up from the earth. They surround us 360 degrees. Lighting us up, lifting us up, making us feel that soul-supported energy, the 33, right? And then, I was listening to the Miss Billie Eilish. Her last name is actually O'Connell. Everyone thinks her last name is Eilish. Her name is Billie Eilish O'Connell. Brother, Phineas O'Connell. Amazing, amazing, amazing creators. Their whole energy body is just... totally, they can get into that creative tube where it's just, their energy really turns fractally very, very quickly. Just a physical example of somebody creating, bringing it down to the physical work, coming and radiating it out from the inside out of them. And they act like an activator. I love it. I love these kids that are coming up that are so bright and brilliant, and going back to that twin flame relationship, they balance each other out so beautifully, and they support each other. There's this language that goes on, and when anybody's holding that, that's spreading more of that, waking us up to that. But again, it all starts within it. Billie's parents were very, very, she never went to traditional school, ever. I think she first stepped into a classroom when she was 18 years old just to see what it was like. And her parents let them add access to anything that they wanted, creative stuff, right? And they also didn't have a bedtime if the rule was, if they were creating and working on something. If they were in that creative process, they didn't say, okay, now you got to go to bed. And most of us weren't raised like that. So I do applaud her parents too. So I know I'm talking a lot about Billie Eilish, but I swear to God, I said to my son, when I first heard her, I said, "Oh boy, she's just an amazing example." And again, Phineas, her brother, is the producer. He writes the songs. He's with her. He writes his own, and amazing the posture. And I love to see too that she's in the forefront and he stands in the back and he supports her energetically. She feels soul supported to allow her to be. And a lot of people say she sings dark songs. She said in her mind, she feels dark a lot. She feels things. She allows the energy to go through her and she talks about it and she expresses so she doesn't have to do different things like jump off a bridge and that kind of stuff. So it's just a great example for us to be able to realize we all have darkness. We all have a shadow. It's our individual and collective wounded child within, and we have easier access to not ignore that child and think we're going to starve it off and it's not going to affect us. It affects us profoundly. So when we put a light into that darkest parts of us, whether fear, anger, rage, entitlement, blah, 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 by putting a light in that energy, by putting our attention and forgiving ourselves and being kind to ourselves, it brings us back into making a bridge and not looking at life through duality. So black and white, right, wrong, that shuts us right off from feeling that creator within, embodying that creator within, running that energy throughout your whole physical body, radiating it out. 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 feet around you, consolidating. And when you do that 3 feet, it goes way big, much bigger than the 3 feet, but just, my guides have been very, I don't want to say adamant, but just recognizing right now 3 feet's good for people, because otherwise, sometimes people's energy field starts looking like Swiss cheese, and then we just get bombarded by too much static. So this is a great month to be the architecture of your own life. I just saw the guides come in, the elders giving you us all, and they telling me I have to add this detail. Looks like a silver palette, right? Not a silver plate, it's a silver palette, and on it are all these amazing colors, and these colors are alive, they're moving, they look like they have diamonds in them and all these sacred geometries, and they're handing this to us, right? You put your right hand out 90 degrees, they're bringing it right to us, right near that heart energy, and start coloring. I'm hearing that song, Color My World. And so we're being encouraged to color us, connect to that, our creator within energy, start creating. We got an empty palette every day. I mean, we got an empty sheet, piece of paper or whatever, dry board, whatever it's called. With these palette that never runs out. These colors never ever run out, and the more we bring them into our life to develop a energetic and literal taste for them, the more we fine tune our energy, the more our outside circumstances start mimicking the inside. And another little thing that I want to kind of wrap up here. In that movie, Billie Eilish was a very huge fan of Justin Bieber. And it was really fascinating because she was 12 years old. Her mother said she was even thinking of putting her into therapy because she was love sick, right? So then I had to look at the energy between Billie Eilish and Justin Bieber. And again, twin flame relationship. And again, we could have more than one twin flame. Tribe families reconnecting with each other, but these guys are so aligned. It is unbelievable. That poor 12-year-old to feel that intense at 12, I could understand her mother's concern, but also this poor kid's confusion. She was literally saying, I don't know if I'll ever be able to have a boyfriend because I'll never ever love anybody again. And it's way beyond puppy love. It's those kind of relationships just give us the potential of open up our heart, and we can see a reflection outside of ourselves, and it just opens us up to seeing the creator within if we keep these relationships balanced, right? But why I brought that up, first of all, because I love the energy that I saw between them, but also there was a song there and by Justin Bieber. And I want to read the lyrics that just really jumped out at me. And the song is Justin Bieber, Fall. And the little lyrics, but you can't fly unless you You can't fly unless you let yourself fall. And then but you can't fly unless you can't fly, yeah. You can't fly unless unless you let yourself fall. Sorry. I should have let him sing, but I think when I put it out in social media, they pick up parts of songs and you get in trouble for it or whatever. But listen to the lyrics of that song. And it is about a boy and a girl and about love and all that. But in a bigger sense, this is a part where humanity is looking at the doorway. And think of us, there's the old saying where angels have a human experience. And our angel wings are all scrunched up. And this new energy is coming in, allowing us to expand, activating our original blueprints, our auric fields, our Merkabas, all the same words for the same thing. Energy fields. And there's also that part, and I spoke about this a lot in the classes that I'm doing, that the guides came in and said that we can clear out the energy that we hold in our body that is connected to the great fall from grace, kicked out of the Garden of Eden, we're sinners and all that other stuff that we've been taught throughout the ages and centuries. And when we're able to say, wait a minute, I can't fall from grace. I can't be disconnected from what I am. And at times it can feel like we're trusting and allowing that and knowing that we are soul supported, where we energetically fall. And then all of a sudden, bam, your energy field opens and you fly. You end up flying, but you got to be willing to look at that fall energy first. And that would also be looking at worst fears and nightmares, be able to look it in the eyes and look beyond it. It melts away. And that energy is going to be really strong throughout March, April, and May. And again, I'll be giving more information on that. And I do believe I'm finally really ready to record videos at least a couple times a week, just short things of what I'm seeing. And I'm also kind of guided to do different decks because I'm very visual. And I was going to draw stuff out, but I don't know. I'm going to see how it goes. I might just grab some oracle decks, and I'm going to just show it as a picture and literally shuffle it and see it as a message and just do my interpretation with it. Fun stuff to come up, and I'm committing to start doing that next week, at least once a week, and probably end up being 2 to 3 times a week. And other things. Usually, I have a talk with Melissa, awakening and accessing the angel within with Melissa Baker, and that's usually on Mondays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But tomorrow, Thursday, on the 4th, we're doing it at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So usually that's every Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have a Zoom link, and then we put it out on all other different social media things. I think Melissa had it on FaceTime Live. She does all that part. So let us know if you need that kind of information. We put the links out in our social media before we do it. Usually Melissa, I think she already has one out for tomorrow already. And Lisa will get mine out for me definitely by 1:30 tomorrow. And also I do talks speaking with the elders with Lorna Johnson. That is involved in FaceTime. No, chat room. Sorry. No, chat room. Oh my God. Sometimes I feel, I don't know. Yeah, the app called Chat Room, and it's part of Lorna's group. That's the Millionaire Mystics. And so I believe I'm going to have to make sure that she wants you part of the Millionaire Mystic group there. If it resonates with you. If it doesn't, we talk about things in otherwhere. But the chat room is done every Friday at 1:30 Eastern Standard Time. So with Lorna Johnson, we talk and we have a conversation about an hour and a half. We take questions, and that's on Fridays with Lorna Johnson, Elder Speak. And a lot of other stuff coming up. So I'm just excited about this new energy coming in. And I tell you, it was amazing. And I also am excited that I'm out of the migraine cycle. And I did hear that a lot of people were experiencing migraines. And I have compassion for anybody that does. The cycle was 3 days. It was like, and I just heard the guide say, it was like a 3-day resurrection, because I tell you, when, since then, all Tuesday, it took me like, just to tonight to be able to, record this, because I was in this real downloading mode that I don't even have the words for it yet. It'll come out next week, the words, but, sometimes words get in the way. We just let the energy radiate and we activate each other. So that being said, may the divine within you and the divine within me meet and spread the love. Till next time. Bye.